Hello, so today I'll be reviewing a video game called SOMA. SOMA is a horror game that was released in 2015 by the game company Fictional Games. This game is like no other. From heart-racing sequences to deep philosophical topics, SOMA is a truly surreal experience. SOMA is a Greek word for body, and this word beautifully encapsulates the deep themes and topics throughout the game. The player's own understanding and definition of what it means to be alive will be tested throughout the game, making them reevaluate their ethics and morals. Upon completion of the scan, Simon wakes up alone in an abandoned underwater research facility named Pathos 2 during the year 2104, 1 year after a comet named Talos collided with the Earth, causing all above ground life to die. Unlike other horror games where there is a clear antagonist, in SOMA it is far deeper. The WoW is an artificial intelligence designed to keep the crew of Pathos 2 alive and maintain human life. After the comet struck the Earth, the WoW began to spread itself throughout sectors of Pathos 2, infecting machines with its code. Due to the WoW lacking proper definition of what is an acceptable state for a human to be in, it would force humans to be kept alive by strapping them to machines. The WoW would upload human brain scans into artificial bodies to maintain human life. This concept of having human consciousness in an artificial body is very common throughout the game, as most interactions are with beings who have been infected by the WoW. As Simon begins to discover where he is and what happened to Earth, he meets a woman named Catherine, who was later discovered to be human consciousness in an artificial body. She tells Simon of a project called the Ark. The Ark is an artificial world that is filled with human brain scans, which allows it to be a virtual utopia in which the human species can live on as virtual representations. Simon is told that to save humanity, he must launch the Ark into space using a massive space cannon located in one of the research facilities. The remainder of the game revolves around Simon passing through different sectors to reach the space cannon where he will launch the Ark. Within the game, the core gameplay mechanics involve running and hiding from the enemy. SOMA achieves scaring the player by unexpected jump scares and intense chase sequences. Although there are moments where the player is left scared, the majority of SOMA involves the player exploring the underwater landscape and putting the story together of what happened. The player cannot defeat the roaming monsters and must use stealth to their advantage. I found while I was playing the game, I developed several techniques for overcoming certain challenges, such as throwing objects to attract and distract the monster. Another key mechanic of the game is puzzle solving. Not everything is obvious in SOMA, which forces the player to try unique ways to solve problems. The game averages 9 hours to complete, and even so, still does not feel long enough. Horror games are known for being bland, having shallow themes, and only focusing on scaring the player. SOMA, which is more of a psychological horror game, is the opposite of this cheap and shallow stereotype other horror games have. Fictional Games is known for producing high quality horror games, and SOMA is no exception. Voice acting in games is notorious for being bad. Emotionless conversations, out-of-time speaking, and bad scripts are all commonly found in video games. Myself and others agree that the voice acting in SOMA is beautifully done. During my playthrough of the game, I found myself easily understanding the emotion of all the characters. There was one specific scene where Simon was upset with Catherine. During this scene, I could feel Simon's anger and confusion. The replayability of SOMA is not the greatest. There is a lot of content that may be missed during the first playthrough, but knowing how the story is going to end ruins the whole experience of playing it again. I found SOMA quite difficult in comparison to other story games I've played. This is mostly due to the player not being guided or taught how to do things like other games. I found that sometimes I was checking SOMA guides to progress through certain areas. SOMA has outstanding graphics and beautiful level design. I found exploring the underwater landscapes was very unique and intriguing. SOMA does a great job at transferring from underwater sections to inside levels. Even when comparing the graphics to games released more recently, it is still at a high level. Fictional Games produced a truly beautiful game. SOMA is one of the only games that has left a real impact on myself, and others share the same experience. I found myself looking for similar games to SOMA, but none have left such an impact. With beautiful level creation, some of the best voice acting, and great graphics, I rate SOMA a 10 out of 10.